I've got two exciting stories to share with you in this latest Moon Lambo jam. Let's dive in. First up, there's a wild one from Crypto Basic, the XRP Ledger founder who predicted XRP hitting $10,000 has tweeted after 13 years of silence. But is that prediction even legit? Don't worry, I'll break it all down for you. Then there's another interesting piece, also from Crypto Basic. Is XRP a good investment right now? Experts are weighing in, including one of the most well-known analysts in the crypto space. Spoiler alert, this guy seems to have a serious case of XRP derangement syndrome. I'll explain why you shouldn't take his opinions too seriously. It's going to be fun. Quick note before we get started, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have a financial background, and nothing I say is financial advice, so don't make any buy or sell decisions based on what you hear from me, okay? Let's jump in. Okay, let's dive into this. It's a wild one. Honestly, I didn't see this coming at all. Out of nowhere, Arthur Britto, one of the original brains behind the XRP ledger, has resurfaced after 13 years of total silence. Yep, 13 years. Britto, who played a key role in building the XRP ledger, popped up online on June 23rd with a single emoji post on X, formerly Twitter. Just an emoji. And of course, that tiny post sent the XRP community buzzing with excitement and speculation about Ripple's future. And if you're not familiar, Britto has always been a super private figure in the crypto world. Since helping launch the XRP ledger back in 2012, he stayed completely out of the spotlight. So his sudden reappearance has everyone wondering, could something big be brewing at Ripple? Maybe the long rumored IPO, or could it be another wave of blockchain innovation? Whatever it is, Britto's return has definitely reignited curiosity and excitement in the XRP world. Here's the post everyone's talking about. It's from Arthur Britto's actual account, and all he posted was an emoji, you know, the one with the two eyes and no mouth. Yep, that's it. Honestly, I have no idea what it means. Maybe he's just messing with us, feeling quirky that day, and decided to drop this little mystery bomb to see how everyone reacts. Who knows? But here's the thing. There's a reason I'm making this video. Actually, more than one reason. We never hear from Arthur Britto. He's super private, like so private that there aren't even pictures of him online. And come on, this is the internet we're talking about. Nobody seems to know much about this guy, but he's real. He exists. And now he's left us all wondering, what's up with that emoji? His post, just that little emoji right there, has been seen 3.7 million times since yesterday. 3.7 million. That's wild. Now, check this out. He has 56,700 followers. But here's the crazy part. Until yesterday, he had never posted anything on X. Nothing. I've been following him for years. And when I say never, I mean it. There are literally no other posts on his page. Even if you checked his replies, nothing, unless he posted something years ago and deleted it, which sure is possible. It looks like he created this account and just never used it. Oh, and get this, his account was launched almost 14 years ago, back in August 2011. So after all this time, his first ever post goes viral. So here's something interesting. No media, no posts, literally nothing for almost 14 years. Yet somehow he's got 56,800 followers despite not posting a thing. And then out of nowhere, he posts this, just an emoji. That's it. Kind of odd, right? Is this a hint? Is he trying to send some sort of signal? Who knows? Maybe he's just having a bit of fun. Your guess is as good as mine. What makes it even more intriguing is that David Schwartz, one of the creators of XRP and the XRP ledger, chimed in. People were speculating, was this post from the real account? Could it have been hacked? But David cleared it up, saying, I can confirm this was not a hack or compromise. Of course, David couldn't resist a little fun, adding, unless, of course, I was hacked too. How deep does this conspiracy go? Classic David, right? Gotta love the humor. So here's what happened. When this broke, Arthur posted at exactly 11:01 a.m. and less than 2 hours later, just a little over an hour actually, I saw it and shared it myself. I reposted what Arthur shared and added my own thoughts. Arthur, by the way, is one of the creators of the XRP ledger, and this post was actually his only one on his X account. It's wild, right? I also added a headline from Crypto Basic, XRP ledger founder who predicted XRP to $10,000 tweets after 13 years of silence. But let me clear this up. Arthur never predicted XRP would hit $10,000. That's just not true. I've covered this on my channel a couple of times before, but every now and then this rumor pops up again. And every time it does, I feel the need to squash it because honestly, it's such nonsense. Arthur never said that. There's no evidence that he said it because, well, he didn't say it. I already knew this, but just to double check, I hopped onto ChatGPT to dig a little deeper. I asked, even though I already had my answer, did Arthur Britto predict XRP to hit $10,000? Here's what ChatGPT had to say. Arthur Britto, one of Ripple's co-founders and a key mind behind the XRP ledger, has often been linked to claims that XRP was designed to hit $10,000, but there's no verified public record of him ever actually saying this. The first mention of this claim seems to trace back to a 2019 YouTube video, which suggested Britto made this prediction around 2017. So there you have it. No solid proof, just a rumor that's been floating around. The video mentioned factors like increased liquidity, XRP liquidity, and the tokenization of all asset classes as potential drivers for XRP hitting $10,000. But let's be real. This idea originally came from a random YouTuber back in 2019. It got blown out of proportion, twisted around, and somehow turned into a widely believed claim, even though it's simply not true. Now, there are accounts popping up claiming that Arthur Britto predicted XRP would reach $10,000. Let me be clear, he didn't. And honestly, he never would. Arthur Britto is an incredibly smart guy, a literal genius. He's not out here making wild, baseless predictions like that. I'm confident saying there's no way he believes XRP will ever hit $10,000. It's not realistic. I've covered the reasons why in depth before, but the short version is this. There isn't enough money in the market to push XRP's price that high. It's not going to happen, plain and simple. So let's approach these claims with a bit of common sense. Not a chance. Let's focus on facts, not hype. So I think we can safely put that rumor to rest for now. If anyone is still claiming otherwise, let's see the proof. Where's the source? Show me where Arthur Britto, who doesn't even post online, said XRP is going to $10,000. If you've got the evidence, I'm all ears, but let's be real, it's not happening. Now on to the next topic. Is XRP a good investment right now? Experts are weighing in, including Lark Davis, who has 1.4 million followers on X and a successful YouTube channel. He's had a lot of success, but when it comes to XRP, let's just say he's not exactly a fan. It seems like he's got a bit of XRP skepticism syndrome. I went ahead and checked out his latest video, and honestly, it surprised me. He actually admitted that XRP could go higher, but he still said he wouldn't buy it. Why? Well, it seems like he's got a classic case of XRP derangement syndrome. Poor guy, he's been flip-flopping saying XRP could climb, but when it comes to buying, he's like, nope. Instead, he said he'd rather buy Litecoin. Yep, you heard that right, Litecoin. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually own some Litecoin too. I do think it's got potential and I'm hopeful for a big alt season on the horizon, but I'm not over the moon about it. It's not something I hold for its utility, if we're being honest. For me, it's the coins with real utility that I'm most invested in, like XRP, of course. Utility-driven coins are the ones that'll stick around. They're not going extinct anytime soon, unlike my favorite extinct bird, the dodo. As for this guy's take on XRP, though, I just can't take him seriously. He's always got something wild to say about it, and it's hard to keep a straight face. Check this out. Here's a post from July 19th, 2024. Back then, Bitcoin was still outperforming XRP. Just look at the chart. It's not great. At that point, buying XRP might have seemed like a bad idea, right? The price was low and it looked like it was stuck in the gutter. But here's what I was saying at the time. Yes, XRP looked undervalued compared to Bitcoin, but historically, when XRP has been that low, it's often a signal that big moves are coming. Markets eventually find their bottom, and past trends showed this was likely just part of the cycle. Fast forward a few months, and guess what? XRP started its move and absolutely crushed Bitcoin in terms of price action. Yet throughout 2024, there were still people hating on XRP, sharing charts like this to prove it was a bad investment. But that's short-sighted because XRP followed its historical patterns. And let's not forget, it now has legal clarity on its side. There's been a bit of a black cloud hanging over, but let's be real, it was always going to pump. Of course it was. The idea that it wouldn't take part in a bull run while the rest of the market surged, that's just silly. It's one of the most functionally useful cryptocurrencies ever created, no question about it. Here's a fun example. Take a look at this tweet from Lark Davis on July 19th, 2024. He said, imagine there are still people waiting for an XRP and Cardano rally. At the time, it came across as a bit smug, but Guess what? Both XRP and Cardano did rally. In fact, XRP has performed so well that it's still the top performing coin out of the top 100 since last November's election. So yeah, maybe it's a good reminder not to count things out too quickly. So here's another post he made. Can you believe some people might miss out on generational wealth just because they're holding Cardano or XRP? These kinds of takes have aged like, well, spoiled milk. Honestly, it's wild. It's hard not to laugh at how ridiculous some of this stuff is. Let me share an example. I came across something I responded to almost 3 years ago, October 7th, 2022. The question was, can 10,000 XRP make you rich? The video he posted was so off base, I couldn't help but respond. In the clip, he actually said, Ripple is the parent company of XRP. I had to call it out. I mean, how can any decentralized cryptocurrency have a parent company? And even if that were possible, XRP was created before Ripple even existed. Just to clarify, XRP is an asset, and Ripple owns a lot of assets, like the desks in their offices, but that doesn't make them a parent company. Is Ripple the parent company of the desks they own? Or is there some confusion about what a parent company actually is? I had to double check this myself. Honestly, sometimes I just wonder, why do people jump to conclusions like this? It's moments like these that make me think, this is why we can't have nice things. It doesn't make much sense, does it? Over the years, this person has been sharing their views on XRP pretty much the better part of a decade, and they've been consistently off the mark, yet they've become one of the most well-known analysts in crypto. With 1.4 million followers now, it's kind of mind-boggling. I just wanted to share my thoughts on this, especially since they're still adamant that buying XRP is a bad idea. Let's check back in a decade and see how that opinion holds up. My guess, not so well. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Please don't make any buying or selling decisions based on what I say or write. That's always a bad idea. Do your own research.